You're preparing for an important interview but feel worried because you're not confident in your English yet? Don't worry. Welcome to Learning English HTC, where we help you conquer every interview in English with ease. Get ready. Let's get started now.
Good morning, Emma. I'm Jack, Senior Technical Recruiter at HTC. Thank you for coming in today. How are you?
Good morning, Jack. I'm doing well. Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Great to hear. Let's start with a bit about you. Could you tell me why you chose information technology as your field of study?
Sure, I've always been passionate about problem solving and logical thinking. In high school, I got involved in coding clubs and competitions, which sparked my interest in software development. I chose IT because it combines creativity and logic in a way that really excites me.
That's a good reason. At HTC, we value curiosity and passion. Now, you've just graduated. Could you walk me through one of your final year projects and the technologies you used?
Absolutely. My final project was a web based task management system built using the MERN stack. MongoDB, Express.js, React, and Node.js. It allowed users to register, create projects, assign tasks, and track progress in real time. I implemented user authentication using JWT and designed the UI with Material UI.
That's a solid tech stack for a graduate. What challenges did you face during that project, and how did you overcome them?
One challenge was managing state efficiently in React as the app grew more complex. I initially used useState but later switched to Redux for better scalability. I also struggled with MongoDB schema design at first, but reading documentation and joining developer forums really helped.
Excellent approach. Now, let's shift gears to technical concepts. Can you explain the difference between synchronous and asynchronous operations in JavaScript?
Sure, synchronous operations are executed in sequence. Each operation waits for the previous one to complete. In contrast, asynchronous operations allow the program to continue executing without waiting, often using callbacks, promises, or async await. This is especially useful for I/O tasks like fetching data from APIs.
Spot on. Let's take it further. What's the difference between null and undefined in JavaScript?
Undefined means a variable has been declared but not assigned a value. Null is an assignment value that represents no value or object. Essentially, undefined is more of a system-level absence of value, while null is explicitly assigned by the programmer.
Good clarification. Let's talk about databases. What are the pros and cons of using a NoSQL database like MongoDB versus a relational database like PostgreSQL?
NoSQL databases like MongoDB are great for handling unstructured or semi-structured data, horizontal scaling, and rapid development. They're schemaless, which adds flexibility. On the other hand, relational databases like PostgreSQL are ideal for applications requiring strict data integrity, complex queries, and transactions. They enforce schemas and support joins natively.
Well said. Do you have any experience with version control systems?
Yes, I've used Git extensively throughout university. I'm comfortable with basic commands like clone, commit, push, pull, and branching strategies like feature, develop, and main. I used GitHub for collaboration on team projects.
Perfect. Let's dive into a scenario. Imagine you're working on a web app and you get a bug report saying a page is loading very slowly. How would you go about identifying and fixing the issue?
First, I'd reproduce the issue locally or on staging. Then I'd use browser developer tools to profile performance, checking network requests, JavaScript execution, and rendering time. If the backend is involved, I'd use logging or performance monitoring tools like New Relic or built-in Node.js profilers to find bottlenecks. Based on that, I'd optimize code, compress images, reduce API calls, or use lazy loading as needed.
Great diagnostic strategy. Now, you mentioned teamwork. Can you tell me about a time you worked on a group project and how you handled a disagreement?
During a team capstone project, we had a disagreement about using Firebase versus a traditional backend. I suggested we list pros and cons of each, based on the project scope and our timeline. Eventually, we chose Firebase for speed and ease of use. I learned that respectful communication and data-driven decisions lead to better outcomes.
That's a mature approach. We value collaboration highly at HTC. Where do you see yourself in the next 3 to 5 years?
I hope to become a full-stack developer with deep expertise in backend systems and cloud technologies. I also want to contribute to open-source projects and mentor newer developers as I grow.
I like your ambition. Before we wrap up, do you have any questions for me?
Yes, what does a typical career path look like for a junior developer at HTC?
Good question. We offer a structured onboarding process, mentorship programs, and opportunities to rotate between teams. Typically, within 1 to 2 years, junior developers can progress into intermediate roles, then specialize in back-end, front-end, DevOps, or architecture depending on their interest and performance.
That sounds like a great environment for growth. Thank you for sharing.
My pleasure. Thank you, Emma. We'll be in touch soon after reviewing all candidates. Good luck.
Welcome to the second sample interview questions for sales staff.
Hi, Emma. Nice to meet you today. I'm Jack, currently handling recruitment for the technology department at HTC. Before we start, are you feeling comfortable? Would you like a glass of water?
Thank you, Jack. I'm feeling great, and I'm really happy to be here for the interview.
Great. To begin, could you please introduce yourself a bit? Tell me about your academic background and why you chose to study information technology.
Sure. My name is Emma. I just graduated from the University of Technology in Ho Chi Minh City, majoring in computer science. I've always been curious about how software works and had a passion for computers since I was young. During my studies, I participated in group projects and small hackathons to improve my skills.
Can you share a project you're most proud of during your time at university? What was your role in that project?
I'm most confident with Python because I've used it in many assignments and projects, from data processing to back-end development and even a little machine learning.
Sounds interesting. What programming language do you feel most confident with and why?
Yes, HTTP is the Hypertext Transfer Protocol, while HTTPS is the secure version of HTTP. It uses SSL or TLS to encrypt data and protect user information during transmission.
Good. Can you briefly explain the difference between HTTP and HTTPS?
I've worked with MySQL and SQLite for class assignments. I also tried using MongoDB for a personal project.
Nice answer. Have you worked with any database systems?
Sure. One project I'm proud of is a web application we built to help students manage their study time. I was responsible for the front end using React.js and also integrated it with a Flask-based backend API. I learned a lot about teamwork and practical debugging through that project.
Let's say you're working on a project but don't clearly understand the requirements, and the deadline is near. What would you do?
I would reach out to the team leader or the person who assigned the task to clarify the requirements. I believe understanding the task correctly is more important than rushing it. If needed, I'd ask my teammates for guidance as well.
Good approach. What would you do if there was a disagreement within your team?
I would listen to everyone's opinions and try to discuss the issue calmly. If we can't reach a consensus, I'd suggest asking for advice from a mentor or supervisor to help resolve it.
As a fresh graduate, what do you expect from your first company?
I'm hoping to gain real-world experience, work in a professional environment, have mentors to guide me, and be given the chance to explore different roles to understand what suits me best.
If you were hired, would you prefer to develop in front-end, back-end, or full stack?
Right now, I lean toward back-end development because I enjoy working with logic and databases. But I'm also open to full-stack roles to develop more well-rounded skills.
Great. What would you say is your biggest strength, and what's one area you need to improve?
My biggest strength is my ability to self-learn and my willingness to take on challenges. As for improvement, I need more hands-on experience since I haven't worked in a corporate environment yet. I may need to improve my soft skills and learn professional workflows.
I see a lot of potential in you. Before we wrap up, do you have any questions for me?
Yes, I'd like to ask if HTC offers any training or mentoring programs for new hires.
Absolutely. HTC has a fresh graduate onboarding program that lasts for 2 months. You'll get to know our processes, culture, and be assigned a mentor for direct guidance. After that, you'll be placed into an official team based on your strengths.
Thank you very much, Jack. I really hope to have the opportunity to grow with HTC.
Thank you too, Emma. I wish you a great day, and we'll get back to you soon after today's interview. Thank you for watching today's video. I hope these tips will help you feel more confident in your English interviews. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any valuable content in the future.